So the Kennedy Carter situation has been very odd. It has been very, very odd what has happened. And obviously, the Aces got rid of her. Any team can do whatever they want. And for me, this seems like it is just an odd situation all around because based on everything we've seen, Kennedy Carter didn't do anything in Vegas that we know of. Like, I think overall, we can say that, like, yes, Kennedy Carter has a bad track record. But, like, her track record, realistically, is no worse than Courtney Williams. And Courtney Williams is beloved right now. Like, the only thing she really did wrong was the Atlanta Dream situation, where her and Courtney Williams nearly had her career ended by that shit too. Let's not forget, that was just a bad situation. And based on everything, like, people are like, oh, Kennedy Carter, faked an injury. She faked being ill. She was on the bench jumping around celebrating with her team. Like, I don't necessarily know what the situation is there. But from everything I've read a couple of articles, and I want to see if I can find them here. By all accounts, they just didn't like Kennedy. Like, by all accounts, it's not that she did anything. They just didn't like her, which is why we saw, when she was going on threads, Angel Wilson liking Kennedy Carter hate posts. Which was a weird one. Which was a really, really weird one. But all around, it's just been a just kind of mad situation because, like, she is a top 5 talent in the league. I mean that. Like, she was, before she got that original leg injury, before the Dallas game, she was an MVP candidate. And I don't think you can really say that she wasn't. Like, she was killing it. She was absolutely killing it. And the Aces looked really good. I'm just putting it out there. The Aces don't look that good right now. I know they're still top, or still third, but they were top. So, for anyone to say, like, oh, they had to get rid of her to get better, I get it. She played really badly in the game before she got cut. The odds of her being cut, the odds of her being cut before that game being told is kind of high. She got cut right after it. It is, it's one of those things where, based on everything people are saying from the media, they were talking about her maturing. That doesn't mean Kennedy Carter is the most mature player ever. And I'm going to be real. You have, as a coach, as a team, there are certain times you have to be like, okay, Kennedy. Okay. This is a little bit too far, and try to deal with that. You have to deal with whatever it is, whether it's ego, whether it's, like, because she's going to crash out at times. But you deal with that for the talent. Every team, there are super talented players. You deal with some of the negatives when you have a player this talented. Because by the looks of things, again, you've even got Callie Finn saying that her role only changed when she got on social media after the Aces lost to the Wings. And basically, when Angel Wilson liked some anti-Kennedy Carter posts, and from then on, her role was gone. Her role was gone, and she got cut. And then she vanished. So, clearly, they didn't, she didn't do anything egregious by the looks of things. And the Las Vegas Aces might have just thrown away a championship because AJ Wilson didn't like somebody. And I get it. Culture is everything for this Las Vegas team. I get that. But, like, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. You just got beaten by 34 points by the Fever. By 34. AJ played. AJ genuinely played. You do not have the roster to win a championship. When there are discussions about whether or not Justine Passat should come in as a starter, you are genuinely, like, you're not a championship team. You employ AJ Wilson. And you might look to a championship next year when if your two biggest contenders have their best players injured. Stewie tore a meniscus and Fee blew her ankles out. And yeah, okay. If the Indiana Fever lose Aaliyah Boston, and the Valkyries lose Gabby Williams, and the Liberty lose Stewie, and the Lynx lose Olivia Miles, and the Dream lose Ryan Howard and Angel. Yeah, cool. You might win a title then. But, like, at this stage, by the looks of things, it didn't look like, in the last two places she's gone to, it hasn't looked like Kennedy did anything wrong. Like, in Chicago, they got rid of Chicago because Sloot didn't... They got rid of her in Chicago, as far as I'm aware, because Sloot didn't want to play with her. As far as I'm aware, the only reason the Chicago Sky did not re-sign Kennedy Carter was because Courtney Vandersloot did not want to play with her, and Courtney Vandersloot runs that team. The reason why they traded the pick that became Sonia Citron for Ariel Atkins was because Courtney Vandersloot said she wasn't coming unless they traded that pick. As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong. That it was reported that Courtney Vandersloot wanted some win now vets to come. And look, Courtney Vandersloot is the greatest player in the history of that franchise. I'm going to be honest. It's one of those things where, like, she is the greatest player in the history of that franchise. So I can kind of understand what they're doing. But we got to be real here. The Las Vegas Aces, the Chicago Sky fucked their 2025 season by getting rid of her. And the Vegas Aces drastically decreased their chances of winning a title by getting rid of Kennedy Carter. They went from having the best bench player in the league to the worst bench in the league. Like, let's just say, because Jewel Lloyd plays starter minutes. I know she comes off the bench, but she plays starter minutes. If your best bench player is a discussion between Dana Evans, Cheyanne Parker-Tyus, and Justine Passat, who's played 2 games in her career, you're not winning a title. You made the Indiana Fever's bench look unbelievable. So, like, look, I don't get it. I don't get what the Aces are doing. I don't understand. I don't understand why Kennedy Carter is somehow now gone and is probably going to be back in China, where she's going to probably go and win an MVP. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, she's going to make millions of dollars playing basketball. And look, it's one of these things where I think people are always like, oh, why am I defending Kennedy Carter so much? Because I like watching her play basketball. Like, there are not that many players in the WNBA that I enjoy watching play basketball. Kennedy Carter is one of them. Like, as individuals. Like, Kennedy is absolutely one of them. So for me, I'm like, this is my job to watch this league. I enjoyed watching the Aces. And by the way, you can't say she was really bad against the Fever right before they got rid of her. She carried them in the Commissioner's Cup. She was, at one stage, they were down like 8 points, but she was plus 12 herself. She carried them in the Commissioner's Cup. She carried them. And yeah, this is, for me, this is a really, really weird one, because she very clearly is good enough to be in the league. She very clearly has the talent, and she very clearly has some attitude problems. And I get that. The attitude problems, but the fact that there are 15 teams and none of them are good enough to deal. How many star players have some form of attitude problems in the NBA, in the WNBA, in all these? So many. And we don't really hear about that much. It's like if a player has some attitude problems, a player has ego problems in the NBA. They all do. Like most stars have some sort of an ego that is to the detriment of a team if they're not playing unbelievable. But Kennedy was. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I get, teams, culture, and this and that, but like, they were better with her. It's not like they were losing games. It's not like they weren't first place when Kennedy was there. They were first place when they waived her. And they'd lose 2 games when she played all year? I think when her and Aja played, they lost 2 games. It makes no sense. None whatsoever. And it would be one thing if Kennedy Carter went and was the most toxic person ever and was ruining the team from the inside. They were winning with her. It literally just seems like Aja Wilson did not like her. And for whatever reason. And also that she probably didn't fall in line and thought she was the best player on the team. Which is fine if you're a 6th player. And she literally was talking about being fine coming off the bench. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And the Aces might have fucked up their chance of winning 4 and 5. They really might have done it because it's going to take simultaneously Aja Wilson playing the best basketball of her career and other teams picking up injuries, because the Aces, in my opinion, I don't think they're the 5th best team, but they match up really badly to the Fever. And yes, they match up well to the Valkyries. They will beat the Valkyries. But they're not going to beat the Dream, they're not going to beat the Liberty, and they're not going to beat the Lynx in the playoffs. So I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys.